What's up, guys? This is Rich, and I'm here with Sam.
Hey, everyone.
And we're here to give you guys a look at Resident Evil Revelations, the HD version that's coming to consoles next month, I believe. And it's on PS3, 360, Wii U. I believe there's a PC version as well. So we're just going to kind of give you guys a look at what's going on here. You know, what does the game look like in its HD form? You can see it here. I would say generally the character models themselves look pretty good. I would say the environments, though, definitely kind of, you know,
Yeah,
it's a 3DS
they're
game.
certainly not DS level. It looked really good on DS, first of all, 3DS.
Yeah,
It looked
3DS,
great on
yeah.
3DS. But blowing that up, you know, they had to redo everything. So maybe they spent a little more time on character models. But you can see, like, they did a good job with the map in the upper right. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have that, like, that used to be on the bottom screen.
Right.
And now it's like, you know, this is a nice, detailed, clean map. And I think that's very convenient. Also, the bottom screen is used for menu stuff, like scanning, which you do a lot in this game.
Yeah.
You just hit a button. This I was saying to you earlier. I think it's kind of a better fit on a console, even though it's totally great on 3DS. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think the 3DS did anything spectacularly portable with it.
They had to make a lot of compromises, I would say, and you know, because by default 3DS has one, you know, the circle pad, and now so you guys obviously can't see it, but I'm controlling this with, you know, dual sticks, so you know, strafe side by side. This is all-
Exciting video.
I know, right? This is all left,
But yeah,
left stick.
it's shooter
and-
controls.
Yeah, exactly. All very basic stuff. You know,
Which is
trigger,
also
aim,
new
shoot.
to the Resident Evil series. I mean,
Pretty new,
You know,
yeah.
Resident Evil 5, I think, still had. Or where did they switch over? They switched over at 4 or 5 to like tank controls. You know, from
Yeah.
like where you kind of stop and shoot. I think that was in the last game. Was
I
in
think
4.
six definitely
Yeah,
had
6
it. and
has
was,
controls like this. So it controls like 6, and also I think this is a better game than 6.
Oh,
Like
yes,
straight up, and it's
definitely.
better even on consoles. So
Yeah.
So now you're fighting. I think this is like only the second enemy you've even seen in the game. But it's
Yeah.
funny because we were just playing Infernal mode, which is added.
Yeah, that'd
It's
go.
an added feature.
Yes.
It's a much harder mode.
that did not go well.
And it's not. And we were going to show you that honestly, but the footage was not good because Rich was kind of doing what he's doing now, but nobody ever died.
Yeah.
And imagine, you know, when you first start up a game, you're in the first hallway of a game. And you know, it's a little spooky and stuff. They kind of like have a monster maybe 5 minutes in. This had monsters like the first 10 seconds, and there's like what, 6 in a hallway?
Yeah,
Like,
so
and you just don't even have enough to kill them. I don't even know what you're expected to do.
I wasn't sure either, and that's why we ended up just going back to normal, and we'll tell you about Infernal
Yeah.
mode.
But you can play it from the start, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's funny, because they warn you, and I didn't really believe them. They're like, this mode is hard, and it is hard. I mean,
Yeah, I
basically-
just don't even understand it. It's like sometimes you play a really difficult game, you're just like, oh, this takes a whole new set of skills to play, so clearly we weren't prepared.
Yeah.
I like Fire Emblem Awakening, actually. I remember
Yeah, right.
I can't even play the lunatic mode on that.
Yeah, I would say, like, see that you see her shadow there. That's definitely, like, kind of like more 3DS style.
It's like Lara Croft's Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, you know, the graphics on 3DS were certainly impressive.
I think
don't
this
know
looks
how-
totally competent and great, though. Like,
It's fine.
there is some cool effects that we've seen, like there's like blood spray. Like, actually, they put that in. It looks good.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
good looking stuff. And this game is a slower pace, kind of like it is a survival horror game in the most controversial of that sense. In which, yes, you do shoot a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of slow paced parts like this where you're just exploring and backtracking and stuff like that. I don't personally think that was very conducive to portable gaming. So it's nice to have this kind of wrapped around your face on a giant screen, you know?
Yeah, actually, we just saw.
Although you were saying, I believe that it is kind of scary on a portable system in some ways.
I thought it was
Like,
pretty
you can play in
scary.
the dark or whatever, but
I
yeah,
was-
I just
I
like
was-
my games to be big when they're scary.
For sure. I mean, I was fine with this on 3DS. I was also fine with it with just one circle pad too, and I know a lot of people were sort of not.
Yeah, well, you
fine
could play with
that.
the Circle Pad Pro, right?
You
I
could,
never.
yes.
I don't think I ever tried it.
I believe it was actually the first game to come out in the States
Yeah.
that supported it.
And for those who listening who just play Xbox games, the Circle Pad Pro is a giant piece of plastic that adds another analog stick to your 3DS. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's,
And then that gave you dual analog controls. So this was already made to have dual analog controls. They're not like they didn't just add that in and butcher it.
yeah.
Like, it works.
Yep. It you know, works quite well. And there's Parker, my useless assistant, who I don't know where he is. I love this girl down here that's been maimed and destroyed. She is one of the coolest Resident Evil enemies to me. Those of you who played the game to its completion in 3DS know what I'm talking about. Very, very cool. Sort of a classic Resident Evil encounter there.
Yeah, speaking of enemies, there's a new enemy type in this game, which I don't think we're even going to be able to see in this video
I
because
don't
it's
think
later.
we will. Yeah,
But I have a press thing here, and it's really funny. It says, "Meet the Wall Blister. A
Yeah.
brand new enemy, the Wall Blister is a mutated creature born from the T-Abyss virus that spreads through water, adding to the horrors that lurk around every corner."
Yeah, I mean, you know
You
what?
get ready for it, people. The Wall Blister.
The Wall Blister. You know what's weird?
I
About,
wasn't going to play this again, but you
but
know,
now with the Wall
Blister.
Let's see, I think I'm supposed to get a
Scan is complete, Rich.
There it is. There it is. Let's see. No, I think I'm supposed to.
So if this were Resident Evil 6 right now, you'd just be shooting her.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
There it is, there it
there's
is.
just a lot more kind of investigation and stuff you have to do in this game.
There it is. That's what I was looking for. I was like, I know there's a key
It's
here
a little
somewhere.
silly. That's a little. I bet people get stuck there.
Yeah.
But if you get stuck in this game, you can check out our already completed, amazing wiki guide for Resident Evil Revelations.
You guys can see here. This is the. I mean, this is all this sort of stuff was accessible through the 3DS's lower screen. It made the experience a little more seamless. You know, you were messing with stuff. You know, while you were playing just straight up from the bottom screen. Now you go into menus, but that's okay. I mean, works fine. I have noticed just this is a
Just
preview
fall out
build.
of there.
I love this stuff. I love the ooze.
Ship
They're
just
so
pooped
cool.
them out.
Yeah. I love the ooze though. They're a great alternative to zombies. I like them a
Oh, that's
lot.
cool. Yeah, that looked good. That was a good little dissolve.
Yeah.
This game takes place on a cruise ship essentially.
Mm-hmm.
That takes the place of a mansion in the classic Resident Evil games.
Yep.
And because of that, because of the kind of layout of the ship, you have to explore and backtrack. And
Yep.
it's more like Resident Evil 0 or 1 or that kind of game, you know.
It definitely has more of an old school vibe to it, especially when you're on the ship. When you're not on the ship, I'll be perfectly honest, I think the game loses a bit of its appeal.
Yeah, there's these segments where it's kind of like flashbacks or they flash sideways or whatever. When you're just kind of doing little missions off the ship and they're not tied together in any way. And you get to see some okay environments and stuff, but they're kind of silly. Like
Yeah.
the one we just skipped past it's pretty boring. You just
you're on the beach,
scan a bunch
so-
of blobs on a beach.
Yeah, and like a couple of them trying to eat you. Go figure.
Now the scanning also reveals like hidden ammo
Yeah, exactly.
and all kinds of stuff in the area. So you can tell Rich has played this game a lot because he just scans all the time.
Yep.
Very Metroid Prime idea.
Yeah. I mean, I reviewed it when it came out about a year ago, a year and a half ago, something
Yeah.
like that.
It was like one of the earliest 3DS games. I mean,
It was like we had that really like dry
This last
spell.
game.
And, oh, look at it! You got blood going in the washer.
that's funny.
Someone screwed that up.
That is funny. So there's also like the biggest features that were kind of added to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly a remake. I would say like it's like 99% remake, and there's just a couple of things they added.
Or like,
and
yeah.
they added like a lot to the raid mode, which is the multiplayer mode, which
Mm-hmm.
we haven't checked out yet. But I don't play Resident Evil for multiplayer. I'm just gonna admit that. So I don't. but
I don't either. Raid mode is not something that I really care about.
I do really like Mercenaries though, and they did not do Mercenaries mode in this game because they busted it out into its own game on the 3DS.
Jeez. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Need to kill him. Die. There we go.
He's wearing
yeah.
seashells on his
So
hands.
so we were talking about Infernal mode, like that would not have killed that guy, you know, even if I had landed all those as headshots.
You shot one guy in Infernal mode 20 times. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if it's going to be fun, honestly. It was a
know.
little intense.
I'm a little worried about it.
Um,
And I was like,
that's okay though. The hardest modes in games don't have to be fun. That's not a knock. It's just for people that really want to figure out how to play a game
one thing that's
and
a bit
hate themselves.
One thing that's a bit different for those of you who like played maybe RE6 or RE5, my weapon attack is actually only available when a guy is stunned and actually like moving back a bit, not by default. Also,
Yeah,
you'll
that's
notice
kind of an older Resident Evil trope that was in 4. Also.
Yeah.
You have to stagger an enemy before you can reach out and kill him.
there's also this dodge that they've implemented, which, to be perfectly honest, I hate and think it's very sporadic and odd.
And they really want you to use it. There's enemies that you get hit a lot by, but
Yeah.
if you play in easier modes, you can just heal yourself a lot.
Also, you notice when I got so every time you scan something, you get a little bit of a percentage increase. If you are scanning a particular type of creature enough, and you get, you'll eventually get to 100% and give you a little
Again,
health
like
bonus.
a Metroid Prime type element.
Yeah, you can see in the upper right there, I've got 3 little health pellets for myself, so that's great.
So there's also this is coming out to Wii U, which is kind of cool because it's it was originally on 2 screens, and probably the lower screen is the best part about the 3DS game. You don't have to pause a lot and stuff like that. And but the cool thing that I saw is that this actually has Miiverse stuff on the Wii U. So that means when you die, you can like type out a little message about where you died and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It does have that.
Let's see. I think
What's that guy's name?
Parker. There we go.
No, it's not Parker.
Is it Parker? Pretty sure. Parker?
Whatever. You can clearly tell that he's the most compelling character in the Resident Evil universe. So
Yeah.
neither of us remember who he is.
I will. Oh, this is funny. This is like, it's not really a plot spoiler. It's just within like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, the Chris dummy.
That
is good stuff. Well modeled face for a Chris dummy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
abs for that matter. It's very silly.
I'm double checking the name. Yeah, it's Parker. Parker Luciani.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Parker Luciani.
Yeah, who we never see again after this game. Well, that's okay. Yeah, that's one of the weird parts about this game is you've got Parker who sort of like hangs out with you all the time.
Chris is your partner.
Yeah, well, it's the weird thing, right? Is like
Can't break him up.
They do this like partner thing again, but Parker in this game doesn't do anything. Like when he's shooting at enemies, he doesn't actually hurt the enemies, which is really annoying. A couple things I've noticed. This is a preview build, so we'll see what happens when the game is finally ready. Quite a bit of loading though, and
Actually, it didn't happen that time, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
but yeah, between some of the other scenes we've been noticing.
And I've noticed some frame rate issues too, just some general chop. I don't know if I didn't notice it as much in the 3DS version because you're dealing with a much smaller screen, and now I can notice it on here, or if this version just needs some more polish. Hey, S rank, woo! I'm so awesome at the first level. But yeah, I mean that's
Infernal mode.
That's a pretty good look at Resident Evil Revelations HD. Stay tuned to IGN for everything Resident Evil.
Thanks, Rich.